Hello, everybody. This is Dark Ascension Uncensored back here with another stream, and this title of the stream is called "Crispin Wall is Innocent," Episode 1, The Predictions. So, before we get started, let me do something real quick before we get started. Um. Okay. So I'm live. Antoine. Sorry, I was talking to myself. So I was telling a good friend of mine that I'm live and stuff. So sorry if you guys hear me talking to myself. But anyway, we are gonna get straight to the point, alright? So this episode is about the predictions. You heard it loud and clear. The predictions. And what I mean by predictions is that the death of the Benoit family was fucking predicted and shit like that. How you doing, Antoine? Let's see. Okay. So, anyways, what I mean by prediction is that the whole thing, the whole thing about the Benoit family, the death of the Benoit family, that whole thing has been predicted. And I'm going to show you guys, for example, okay? Let me go ahead and do something. SmackDown versus Raw 2007. Undertaker. It's so okay. All right. I'm gonna show you guys the video once the stupid ad is fucking done. Sorry about that. Let me go ahead and screen share it now. Let me go ahead and screen share. Present. Okay. Share screen. All right. So this is.
What's up, guys? Hey, here, nothing much.
Let me skip that.
Yep, can have in the game. Addition.
Sick of you ducking me, Undertaker. You know I'm the most dominant superstar in SmackDown, and you know you can't prove me wrong. You think I'm afraid of you, little man? I can't count the number of superstars who have tested themselves against the dead man and come up short. If you insist on making this mistake, then your grieving family will have no one to blame but you when the inevitable occurs. What?
Yeah, but that was the video where someone recorded, but you guys get the point. You guys heard that, right? So let's see what Antoine said. I know you didn't kill them. The cops think they know everything. That was not in a house when happened. Yep. Yep. They don't know. They don't know shit. In fact, even if they did know shit, they could be lying to you. I remember from SmackDown versus Raw 2007, and it was yep, straight up the bat, it was my childhood. That video, it sucks. That was my childhood video game. But the whole fucking time, though, all the soundtracks on the fucking game, including the "Let the Bodies Hit the Floor" song, was a whole thing. The fucking was a fucking clear sign that the death of Benoit was not by Benoit himself. It was planned. God knows what happened, and you got to realize the government pays the media to tell. Yep. Lots of money to keep quiet. Yep. That too. That too. Now, that is not the only. Oh, in fact, I'm gonna show you guys where they predicted Eddie Guerrero's death too in a video game. Like, okay, let me show you guys that too. Let's go back to share screen. I think I forgot to put an eye on this one, so I'll play both of them again. Hold on. In case I forgot to share system audio, so okay, now okay. So I showed a Benoit one, so and you guys probably never heard of it, never heard the audio, so um let me play that again. But first we're gonna get to the Eddie Guerrero part, where they predicted his death, and Undertaker chokeslammed him into the casket.
Looks like it's ashes to ashes for Latino Heat.
You see that? Now we're gonna show the Benoit one again, with this time with the audio, so you guys can hear for yourself.
I'm sick of you ducking me, Undertaker. You know I'm the most dominant superstar in SmackDown, and you know you can't prove me wrong.
You think I'm afraid of you, little man? I can't count the number of superstars who have tested themselves against the dead man and come up short. If you insist on making this mistake, then your grieving family will have no one to blame but you when the inevitable occurs. What?
Now you guys can hear that. You guys hear that? Antoine, did you not hear that? They cover up a lot of people, like the Kennedys had something to do with the Marilyn Monroe and the CIA, and a mafia member bugged her home. Same with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Yep, good people. Yep. Yeah, you didn't hear the first time because I forgot to put on system audio and stuff, but I got that fixed now. So, and you've also seen Eddie Guerrero one too. But that is not all. That is not all. That's not all. Not even in the fucking slightest. That is not all. We're not done here yet. So let me And this one's about Arne Anderson, where he predicts the death of Chris Benoit.
The new All-American Beefy Crunch at Jimmy John's. It's roast beef topped with American cheese, crispy onion strings, and Thousand Island. Is it bad to be obsessed with a sandwich? I'm asking for a friend. Grab one today at
Fuck
Jimmy
you,
John's for
Ad.
a limited time.
All right, guys. There it is. Let me share my screen. Share system audio. Okay. Let's play this bullshit.
I asked for a little of WCW's valuable time. I never asked for anything, but I called in my marker on this one. You see, something's either happened or it's about to happen of an unbelievable magnitude. A couple of years ago, I was in Japan wrestling and I saw a kid named Chris Benoit, and it just flew off the page. That's a horseman. I went to WCW officials. I've played a very big part in getting Chris Benoit here, and he's exceeded all of our expectations. And I told him the first rule is, Chris, anything you want in this sport, the road doesn't rise up to meet any man. You've got to reach out there and take it. But you see, there's an unwritten rule also, a cardinal rule. It doesn't just apply to wrestling or sports. It applies to every aspect of a man's life. Number one, you take care of your family. Rule number two, you don't mess around in another man's family. You see, I know now that you're in Germany. We can't find woman. We deduce whatever we will. The fact of the matter is, Chris, there's going to come a time, and it's not that far down the road. You see, I've got more age in years. I've got more age in the business, in this great sport. And age denotes wisdom. There's going to come a time in my life and in your life when there's no more cameras, no more TV lights, no more people running up to you at the mall saying, "Can I have your autograph?" And whether you walk away from this great sport, or whether you limp away, or whether they roll you away in a wheelchair, the one constant will always be in your life is your family. They're there. They pat you up when you're hurt. They prop you up. They build your ego up, and they send you back out that door. Well, Chris, I'm just going to ask you one time. Is this obsession with destroying every aspect of Kevin Sullivan's life worth losing your soul? Well, is it?
Did you all hear that? Did you all hear that? He just said, is destroying every aspect of Kevin Sullivan's life worth losing your soul? He just said that, like I don't like I can't even believe I can't even believe that I was hearing that. And it was showed to me before. It was showed to me specifically by Dark Horse. Like, and like I don't even know why, and there's a lot more shit to uncover than just this. There's a lot more shit to uncover. It's the, like, you know, the predictions, right? The predictions they resemble a code to what they were planning on doing to Benoit. It shows a resemblance of a code to what they were doing. To what they were doing in order to make the fucking planned death happen, and frame Benoit of killing his family and himself. This was all planned from the start. This was all fucking planned. And being the skeptical person that I am right now, yeah, at one time when I was a little kid, I believed it and stuff. But now, as I grew older, I'm starting to see suspicious shit and fishy shit about the whole Benoit death thing. And to be quite frankly, I have seen the crime scene photos. Crime scene photos. And for the next episode, we're going to talk about that. But I'm going to see if anyone wants to come in here. I'm going to see if anybody wants to come in here and speak their mind about it. We're going to talk about the crime scene photos in like the next episode or something like that. And we're going to talk about the files too that are coming that will be talked about in the future. But I'm going to see if anybody wants to come in here and speak their minds on it. In fact, hold on. And if you want to come in here, here's the link. There's the link. For you trolls, you're not allowed in here. Anyone who's a friend of mine and is not a troll can't come in here. If it's a troll, you're getting the fuck out. How you doing, Antoine?
Doing good.
Did you hear everything?
Yeah, I heard everything. Like even when I was a kid, I still didn't want to believe that he did that. And people can get set up too and write a suicide letter, and then somebody could have hung him
Yeah.
and write a
I
suicide
felt like
letter.
I was being lied to when I was a kid.
Yeah, see the media. See, I didn't know no better as a kid. The media. See, back then, people I would believe the media, but then at times, and then at the same times on some things, but then at the same time, I look and say, you know what? A lot of things I don't believe, that I don't want to believe, and I still to this day say he didn't murder him. But I want only God knows what really happened, and Jesus and Mary they know what happened. But
Being
but
this, I'm sorry. Oh, go ahead.
oh yeah, I was just gonna say I know because this world is corrupt, and see the government pay the media to stay quiet, pay hush money to them to tell lies on the media on CNN and ABC. The government, the CIA, the FBI, they all crooked, and
Yeah.
that's why. And they had something to do with Marilyn Monroe's death. They bugged her home to get dirt on John F. Kennedy in the '60s and in the 1960s. Same Malcolm X, they bugged him, followed him everywhere. Go bugged this hotel room, everything. Martin Luther King, same thing. I'm just saying all these cats. They did this to all the good people. They did it to, and now most of them paying for their sins right now. But it's still wrong, Like I mean, and like I tell people, I'm not gonna be afraid to speak my mind, even if it get me killed.
Yeah.
Just same,
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to speak my mind either. Seeing
if it
as
get,
how much very skeptical person that I actually am, I don't believe the Benoit killing his family and himself happened.
yeah, I don't believe that because see, I know first of all, like it's just like a lot of people who spoke their mind short, they may get killed too. Like Tupac, he spoke his mind, same thing. Too, I like him too. He spoke his mind. He was for right. And just like these cats don't know Marilyn Monroe also for right. She was part of the civil rights movement too. And
Yeah.
and Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and I look up to those people, and now they and I'm sure they would be proud of me trying to make a change for this world too.
That's you want to know why I say that the internet is not a real place?
Why you say that?
I say that the internet is not a real place is because people use the internet to frame people like they did to Benoit and try to make him look bad, like he's the murderer and he killed himself. I don't think it happened.
Yeah, and see, only see Chris Benoit could be in hell, or he could be in heaven. See, and I believe, and because even you find that out too, because some of the neighbors in Fayetteville, Georgia, they were saying, like I heard one of the ladies, I think the housekeeper or a friend, a female walked into their house who like had the key to their house to get in and all that, and they said something to her. I mean, she found one of the bodies on the ground or something, and then she kept walking, and then I heard there was Bibles.
Crispin, from what I heard, Crispin Wall is not that religious. Crispin Wall wasn't that religious, so
Want the
and he don't and from what was said, he only had the Bible that Eddie Guerrero gave to him or something like that. He wouldn't have that many Bibles.
mm,
And also and also like you gotta understand, Antoine, that this dude named Kevin Sullivan could also be responsible for the Benoit murders.
yeah, and you notice if you didn't watch Dark Side of the Ring on the Benoit Dark Side of the Ring and Nancy and Benoit Bob and Chris Benoit Dark Side of the Ring, it said at the end of the at the end of the Dark Side of the episode, Kevin Sullivan denied to not speak on it. He didn't want to be a part of the Dark Side of the Ring to talk about it. So that
Oh,
he
see,
didn't he
what does
didn't
that
want
what does
yeah.
that tell you then?
Yeah, he said he said he didn't want to speak on it. He chose not to speak on it. So that goes to show he probably had something to do with the death. I know
Because he knows he's guilty.
he know he's guilty. That's why he didn't want to talk because he know if he speak out, he'll go to prison.
Yep.
See, that's why, and see, because he used to be married to Nancy first, and he put them in the storyline, and then he put them in an angle, and then they fell in love. Because I know they didn't have kids together. I know Nancy and Benoit had one child together, and Chris got a daughter and oldest son by his first wife.
And he probably got mad because Nancy didn't want anything to do with him anymore.
Yeah, and then some people say it was about an insurance policy and some this over his first wife. And this I don't know if it's true or not, but I know she was divorcing him. I think it was what she filed. I think it was in '03, '04, and they said the former wrestler Chris Grunge or something who was part of the Public Enemy tag team.
Uh-huh.
If he didn't die, then things they say that Benoit would have still been alive because Chris was close with him.
Exactly.
But who knows? Maybe stuff would have probably still. Who knows? These murders probably would have still went down probably if he did live his friend. But I don't know. And same even if Eddie Guerrero was still alive, who knows? These murders could have still happened. But, but
Exactly.
it could have still happened even if Eddie was alive to
Yeah.
in 2007 when it happened. So who knows?
And not to mention, right? You see Kevin Sullivan constantly lying about it all the fucking time and shit. So he said, I try to put Chris Benoit over in stuff, and like no.
Mm. What's up?
So
What's up?
What's going on? We were just talking about how these stupid cops who think they know everything. Benoit. Oh, this what happens. He drunk, or they got into altercation. What's next? You gonna say Benoit put his own wife in the crossface next?
No,
No,
they said he put Daniel in the crossface. Of course, they said two or three different things about that.
yeah,
So that's the problem when you look at it. They changed the story so
see,
much,
yeah, but
and
see, but
then People just believe it.
And here's the thing: the government pays the media lots of money to pay hush money to keep them quiet, to tell
They do.
lies, to tell lies. And see that's just like saying with Marilyn Monroe, she was murdered by the CIA and the Kennedys. The Kennedys had something to do with her death in 1962 in Brentwood, California. Same with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They all was bugged in their homes, even in hotel. Malcolm X with hotels and movies. It just sad. Good people die for right. Same with Tupac. He was killed. He was killed for speaking the truth on how the government and how this world is corrupt. And it's the
Mm-hmm.
truth. And I say I'm gonna speak the truth too. And I look up to all those people that was for right. And like people gotta realize, see, I do my research. I do my research on a lot of things, and this ain't I mean right. Like people get killed for speaking the truth. See, the government, they don't want us to all race to join hands. They want us to fight one another, use racial slurs at one another, to kill one another over racism. That because if we join hands all together and stop this hate, this racism, and all of this, man, the government's screwed.
They don't like it when we are all united and stuff and non-racial. You know, it don't matter what skin color we have.
Yeah,
We all need to be united and shit.
yeah. I love it. I love everybody. You got dumb jackasses like a racist Melendez battle and that fat cheeseburger fat X. And you
Yeah,
got
I think Dark Horse cut out or he was busy with something, but
oh, he gonna probably come back.
yeah, but
Yeah.
like like but like they don't like the government doesn't like the fact that people like us are all gonna be united.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. I love the ladies in all race.
Exactly.
I love the ladies in my race and outside my race.
Yeah.
Yeah, my celebrity crushes is two different races. My celebrity crushes is Ashanti and Trish Stratus. You know who Ashanti is?
Mm.
She's an R&B singer.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah,
And and
yeah.
there's also people that wanna say that supposedly only black people can be saved and stuff.
Any race can be any race can be saved. I mean, like it breaks my heart to see just racism. I mean, like when I was a kid, one of my female bus drivers was white, d-
Exactly.
and she threw my book bag off the bus. So that goes to show she was racist for doing that. Now my other white bus driver, she was one of the good ones.
Yeah, it's it,
My
it- it's like saying that only white people can be saved. That's racist.
Yeah, that's racist. I mean, cause my other two, like I know one of my female bus drivers in elementary school, she was always good to me, and my high school one, but the one who but there was one in elementary school who threw, she was a cruel person. But guess what? I still don't have hated me, even if I was there during slavery. I still wouldn't hate white people. I would have been for right, and I want to change. And
Yeah.
yeah, I would have want to change. And even if they sprayed water hose at me, I still wouldn't hate them. I mean, I would have looked them in the eyes and say, I don't hate your skin color. I don't hate you because of your skin color. No, I just hate
No.
race. I just hate racist people, not their skin color.
Yeah.
I'm for
And
equality.
and some people were even saying that the God we all love is racist and shit. Like I don't believe that he's racist. First of all,
No, God created everybody. He loves
yeah,
everybody. We're all his children. He created everybody. God is Middle Eastern.
yeah,
And Jesus and Mary is and God's wife and Jesus' mom is Jewish.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, she
But
she's not racist. She did
but
all.
yeah, I know. But back to the Benoit thing. All right, so um, back to the Benoit. So apparently all these fucking wrestlers, all these wrestlers are believing that Benoit actually did it. Like even Stone Cold believed that shit. Like really, dude.
Well, a lot of people and a lot of fans. Some people. I remember I seen the recent video of Paul Heyman saying a guy in the audience, Paul Heyman, was speaking somewhere, and a WWE fan spoke out and said, "Chris Benoit's my boy," and Paul Heyman went off on him and said, "That's your boy. Then something wrong with you."
Like, shut the
But I like Paul Heyman. But I'm just saying, but
Paul
these
Heyman.
people.
What the fuck you're talking about, dude?
Yeah, well, I mean, but I know it's a video on YouTube. A guy brought up Benoit, and and erased him from history, and he can never get inducted in the Hall of Fame. But see,
Benoit's my boy too, Heyman. What you gonna fucking do about it?
yeah, yeah, well, I mean, well, then Paul Heyman would have went off on you too. I mean, I like Paul Heyman, but I'm just saying that's him. Paul Heyman went off on that fan and said,
Yeah,
well, then fuck you too.
Paul Heyman still hates the facts. Like just like the just like this man. They hate the fact that Chris still has supporters that don't believe that it happened.
Yeah, well, nothing wrong with them. Not, I mean, if that was my boy Randy Orton murdered, uh, I would have been defending Randy, saying I don't believe it, and I want to see proof that he did it. If it was truly true, then I couldn't like him no more. But
But if it was a lie,
if it's the lie, then yeah, I will still like him. But yeah, that's just like saying if that was my celebrity crushes, Trish Stratus and Ashanti. Trish Stratus, my favorite female wrestler, and number one female wrestler. And if it was her murdered her husband and kids,
it's
and
like
it's true, or if it is true, then I'd be upset if it's true. And I would like I'm almost saying with my other crush Ashanti, but I wouldn't want to believe it. Like people, these cops think they know everything, saying, "Oh, this would happen. Oh, they got into a fight. It was beer cans on the ground, Bibles on the floor. Uh, uh,
nope,
oh, Chris Benoit used a TV cable or whatever and wrapped it around Nancy and kneed her in the back with his knee." I don't know if none of that true. And then she was murdered that Friday or something, and then her body was in a master bedroom on their bed, and then Daniel, he drugged his youngest son Daniel Benoit, who was 7 at the time, and and then hung himself that Sunday on the pay-per-view, or that Monday. I don't, because I ordered Vengeance in 2007. I ordered that
yeah.
pay-per-view, and it was supposed to be Benoit and CM Punk in the semifinals, determine the new ECW World Champion.
And let me tell you something, all right? Let me tell you something very disturbing about it is that it's it was supposed to happen in the same arena where it was Eddie Guerrero's last match.
Mm. Oh, in that same state where the Vengeance pay-per-view happened at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Eddie died in November 2005. I had just started middle school in August 2005, so I was 11 when Eddie died,
Yeah.
and I was 12 when Benoit died, going on 13 that year. He died in June of 2007, and my birthday, and I turned 13 the next month in July.
Fucking fucked up, man.
Yeah, I was 12 when that murders happened to the Benoits, going on 13 that year. And then it was sad when China in 2016, in June of 2016, but she wasn't murdered. I know she was just overdose. I think overdose on pills and all that. But the Benoit thing, and
Nope. Benoit did not kill himself.
yeah, I just and I seen people visit, but some people live in that house now in Fayetteville. That's right down the street from me.
I mean, if Benoit actually did that, then why are they not coming? Why do they not want to come clean about it?
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah, yeah. Kevin Sullivan, he didn't want to speak on it because on the Dark Side of the Ring episode. Speaking of Dark Side of the Ring, I probably watched that on demand. It's free. I could watch that. Total Divas, all that. I could watch it. I got Xfinity, so I could watch it on demand for free.
It's a clear sign that they're guilty of something.
And Vicky Guerrero, she said out her own mouth she didn't show up to Chris Benoit's funeral. She only showed up to Nancy and Daniel's funeral. She said, oh, she mad at Chris thinking he did it. But I won't know the real truth until I get to heaven one day.
Who got mad at Chris?
Eddie Guerrero wife Vicky Guerrero.
Oh wow.
She said she didn't show up to Chris's funeral. She only showed up to Nancy and Daniel's funeral. She said that was unbelievable. She was mad at him, saying, "Oh, she could have still been here to this day, and this and the third and that." But come on, I don't care. And if that was true, I don't care how many times I got hit in the head with a steel chair. I could control my body not to murder somebody.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care how bad my brain is. I will. That's just like saying if I was drunk, I can control myself not to abuse anybody, man, woman. To control my if I had the brain of an 85-year-old man, I don't care. I don't care. You can control yourself. Listen,
Like they're making up this supposed story about like the chair shots on the like being hit towards Benoit to his head
yeah,
and
yeah,
like
because
causing him to be like this. Like no, everyone gets chair shot in the fucking head in the fucking biz.
yes. Look how many times Randy Orton got hit in the head with a steel chair. You see, he killed his ex-wife. You didn't
Yeah,
see his ex-wife, the mother of his daughter, firstborn daughter, his ex-wife. Oh, you don't see, yeah, you see him murder his wife, and he got hit so many times with a steel chair. That's no excuse. I could be hit with a steel chair doing some backyard wrestling or in WWE or something. I can control myself not to murder somebody. I don't care
well,
how
what
messed up, effed up my brain is. I don't care. That's no excuse. They don't want to make excuses. Oh, he murdered because of his brain or blah blah blah. He got hit with the steel chair, so he could
but
have controlled. He could control himself. I believe he could have been strangled, set up, or had some. Kevin had some hits on him to come to his house and murder his
yeah,
wife, but because Chris Benoit was fooling around with Nancy when he was still married, when Kevin was still married to
Benoit
Nancy.
was set up, dude.
Yeah, but Kevin was mad because even though he put Nancy and Chris in that WCW promo storyline and all that, and then they end up falling in love behind his back, and then he made it into a story, and then they end up falling in love for real. And Chris was still married to his first wife, and Nancy was still married to her first husband, Kevin Sullivan, and they didn't
I do
have
believe
kids
that
together.
Kevin. I do believe that Kevin was. I had a gut feeling that Kevin was some sort of abusive.
Yeah, and yeah, and see, Chris cheated on his first wife, and Nancy cheated on her first husband, and they was both going through marital problems.
Yeah.
And then they end up falling in love and having the same thing in common, both going having marriage problems. So and then they
Hmm.
connected, and then yeah, I just don't, I just don't believe in the drugging his son Daniel and Chris Benoit oldest son David. He wasn't at the house when it happened, so he was all the way back in Canada with his mom.
Yeah.
Because if he was there, he could have also been dead. So he
Chris. Yeah. He also has another son that's
Yeah,
alive
from his
today.
first marriage, David, his oldest son, and
Yeah.
then Chris got a daughter too named Megan from his first marriage too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he got two kids from his first marriage and one with Nancy. Who knows if they didn't? Man, I'm just man. If if Daniel Benoit was still alive, he would have been because I'm a couple of years older than Daniel and who how old was David? I know he wanted to go to the WWE, but the WWE ain't go. Well, Triple H is in charge, but who knows? Now that Triple H in charge, he might let Chris Benoit's son come to WWE. Who knows? I don't
But
miss, but who knows? But they shouldn't ban Chris Benoit's son from wrestling to the WWE just because,
but Vicky Guerrero, shame on you.
huh?
I said Vicky Guerrero, shame on you.
Yeah,
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
yeah. Yeah, I know she said out her mouth on the Dark Side of the Ring episode she didn't attend Chris Benoit funeral. She only showed up to Nancy's and Daniel's funeral.
If let me tell you something, Antoine. Like, if Eddie Guerrero was alive today, would we ever see him believing that Benoit did it?
Well, at the same time, I believe Eddie Guerrero would have said the same thing we're saying. I just don't believe it. I wouldn't want to believe it. And when you close with somebody, you wouldn't want to believe it.
Right.
You
But
wouldn't want to
if
believe it.
Eddie, like, considering that Eddie Guerrero was that close to Chris Benoit,
They were like brothers.
he was like a brother to him. Eddie Guerrero would have been like, oh no, something's not right here.
Yep, I agree. Yeah,
I don't I don't think he did this.
they even did a wellness checkup on Chris, and I heard saw the text messages and all that like his family had food poisoning and all this that and the third, during the Ventures pay-per-view week, and
Yeah.
and I know his and he even William Regal, former tag team partner when I was in middle school, Dave Taylor, he lived in Fayetteville with Chris and Nancy. He lived in there with Nancy in the neighborhood, and who else? Even I heard William Regal live in Georgia now too, and I know William Regal said that his wife William Regal wife had a problem with Chris Benoit coming over, so she kind of I guess hated Benoit for some reason. I guess probably with to do with the incident, and then a former WWE referee official said that one of his sons woke him up and said that Chris is dead. Chris is dead. And I forgot his name. I think he was in WCW referee back in WCW.
I don't know what his name is, but I'm gonna tell you that another thing that's suspicious. I will talk about it, but I'm gonna show it in the next episode and stuff. So the crime scene, like at the gym,
Mm,
right? The gym looks very clean with the bottle of wine on the floor.
mm,
That's Chris's gym. It
mm.
it looked very clean with the bottle of wine on the fucking floor. So again, explain how could that be a murderer scene?
Yeah,
There's no dead bodies. There's no blood in the gym. Nothing like that.
yeah.
And
Well, yeah.
and with Daniel's room, all I've seen all I've seen in Daniel's room is is a knife, but there's no blood on it.
Mm,
It's fucking weird, dude.
yeah.
So what are your thoughts on that?
Man, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And some people like the saying go, you can cover up murders too. Especially that's what the CIA and all of them good at, covering up murders. When they commit a murder on a good person, they are capable of cleaning up the evidence, and like putting gloves on so there won't be no fingerprint prints.
But they left the knife. They left the knife in the fucking room.
Well, they probably had the gloves on still while it happened. See, so you know, so just to plant it there to make it look like, oh, but they probably didn't stab him with the knife. Who knows? I was a kid when it happened. I'm just saying, imagine if I did lived in that area, because when it happened, and I just say if I knew Nancy and Chris personally, and they kid personally, and they kid, and then Daniel and David and all of them, and I would just imagine if I was at their house back then too, what happened, and they knew me personally.
If I was a roommate there, I would have been traumatized of what was really going on.
Hmm.
That I've seen.
Yeah, cause Chris Benoit, I know even though he's from Canada, but he moved to my state in Georgia, and he in his house, and I know some fans. If you look on YouTube, there's some WWE fans visited Nancy and Chris' house, because where they lived in the Fayetteville area, they lived right down the street from me, and so I'm just saying, I was some new people live in that house now.
Yeah,
It's probably a
especially
married couple, maybe I don't, or probably a single woman, single man, or a married couple. I know, but I know some person moved in that house, but
yeah,
they probably ain't a wrestling fan. If they ain't a wrestler, they probably ain't no wrestling fan to know.
yeah. In
And
like
some wrestling fans are still buy it. I know some people. See, I seen people visit it in broad daylight, but I know nobody came to visit the house at night.
Yeah, because if I actually saw the whole thing and and then I have seen on tape that it was Kevin Sullivan that actually did it and shit like that, I'd be so fucking traumatized, dude. Like, no
Well, well,
joke.
hey, well, God knows who did it. So even if I don't find out the truth while I'm breathing in and out on this earth, when I get to heaven one day, I'll find out the truth.
Yeah,
When I
and
soon as I get to heaven, I'll find the truth out. What really happened.
if you see Benoit in heaven,
Well, if I seen him in heaven, if I see him in heaven, then he didn't murder his wife and child.
yeah,
But God will still show me what happened. I'll still ask him what happened, and he'll show me. He'll use his magic and show me the inside of their house, what really happened and what really happened in their house. Because Hardcore Holly said out his own mouth, he was the day of the murders. He was in Georgia when it happened. He was supposed to show up at their house that day, and he said Chris called his phone and said he was running errands because he was out, I guess, with an injury or something. He was running errands though, or had vacation. He was running errands, and he said Chris called him and said, "Won't you come over to our house, man?" And my wife would be cooking dinner and all that too. So he come over and he denied it, and then Hardcore Holly said Chris kind of got mad at me because I said no, spend time with your family. You just got off the road, spend time with your family. And he said if I would have went over to that house that day, to their house, would things be completely different? Would they still be alive if I showed up? Would this
yeah.
never took place? Give me your thoughts on it, Dakota.
Like, what was that again?
I said, give me your thoughts on if Hardcore Holly would have showed up, would these murders still took place or no?
Um, if Hardcore Holly would have showed up,
And it happened when he was there, and he had to do was either get a knife or something, or this, that, and the third, of the murders, or if Benoit did do it for real, then all he had to do was get a knife or something, and or help pull him off him or kill him himself or whatever. I'm just saying, whatever.
someone I believe that somebody would have killed Benoit regardless if Hardcore Harley was there or not. Because let's not forget, it's very possible that both Hardcore Holly and Kevin Sullivan would have been involved. If not, then it had to be at least one of them.
You think Hardcore Holly has something to do with Benoit's death?
I don't know.
I don't believe that. I like Hardcore. I don't believe that because he did say he was supposed to show up that
I
day.
don't know, but I'm saying if it does happen, then that's fishy.
Yeah, because I know. Well, I don't believe that part of Hardcore Holly having something to do with. But he was supposed to show up the night of the murders. He was the day of the murders. He was supposed to show up on that day. It was in the month of June 2007. And so, I remember it like it was yesterday. I was 12 years old, going on 13, getting ready to start the eighth grade. I was it was in the summer, and my birthday in the summer. So, so in July 3rd, you know, so it was just, who, man. To this day, I was still like in shock. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, what? And I seen on WWE.com, Chris Benoit was found dead in his home, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, what? And I kept saying to myself, when I ordered that pay per view and they played Chris Benoit theme song 2 times, do 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 do, then do 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 do, then I said something's wrong, and I was saying to myself, and I didn't want to think this way, but you know what I said? I said to myself, I bet he dead.
So they played his theme song on the paper as the pay per view song.
Yeah,
Did you
his
say
yeah, his theme song, because he was supposed to face CM Punk, but then John Morrison replaced him when he was known as Johnny Nitro at the time.
what the?
And
I'm
yeah,
That's fucking sickening. Like playing his theme song on fuck as a pay per view song.
Yeah, by Lady Peace. He was supposed to show up. They played his music twice, and then they just replaced and they put Johnny Nitro. When he was known as Johnny Nitro at the time, not John Morrison. But they replaced Chris Benoit was supposed to win that match
Oh no, no, that's a bad sign.
because Johnny Nitro won the match, so Chris Benoit was supposed to win.
That's a clear.
Ben-
That's a like playing his theme song 2 times. Like, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. No, that's not. No, not that's.
Yeah, they turned it off the first time, let it play some, and then they took a break, then played it again. Then showed
That's
the and
it's
then
a
didn't
bad
show
sign,
up.
dude.
So then they told John Morrison to go, yeah, because he was supposed to win that match because Chris Benoit replacement won the match. So Benoit was supposed to win the semifinals and become the ECW World Champion for the first time in his career.
If that was me as the owner, I'd be like, whoa, why the fuck are you playing that?
Yeah,
Why the fuck are you playing that? Benoit is supposed to show up. What's
yeah,
going on?
yeah. And Chavo was just covering for him, like and he said we will say we love each other, and then he said it for Benoit said it forceful to Chavo said I love you. And then he said the dogs are locked up in the backyard and whatever blah 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 and then he was saying weird text messages to Chavo and other friends because I heard he moved for a reason too because he didn't if he wasn't close with you like that didn't like he didn't tell you where he lived but the people he was close with he told where he lived at in Georgia where he moved up here but he didn't want certain people to know where he lived because Chavo said that he said people he was thinking people out to get him. See
Yeah,
that gives it away right there because he said Chavo said Chris Benoit said that Chris said that people are out to get him like literally like to kill him people that were out to get him.
Benoit did say that.
Yeah, he did say, that's what Chavo said he said he now we didn't hear Chris said it but that what Chavo said
That
that
was me. If that was me on there as a CEO or something like that, and they played that fucking song, like I'd be like, whoa. They played a song as a pay-per-view intro song. I'd be like, whoa, what the fuck's going on?
and see now Chris Benoit life messed up. So if he didn't murder, see the WWE believe what the stupid cop said. So Chris Benoit could be an innocent man, and now his career is wasted and erased from history forever.
They're making him look innocent, dude.
Yeah, yeah, because he's banned from ever getting inducted in the Hall of Fame. He can't even. I'm just saying, and from ever being in a WWE video game ever again, and what else? And that's why you see people create him in the video games because the real actual him ain't gonna be in the games no more because this guy, an innocent man, you claim that he did it and see he could have he probably did and I believe he didn't do it and see and that's what I'm saying that gives it away right there. Chavo said that he said people were out to get him.
Yep.
That's why he moved. That's why he moved to Georgia too, and moved, because if he wasn't close with people or wasn't that close with people, he wouldn't tell them where they live. And see,
Hmm.
but he was close with Chavo and Eddie and all them, and Chavo's uncle Eddie and all them. And Dean Malenko and from the Radicals and Perry Saturn and them, close with all of them. But but the people, like yeah, Chavo said people were out to get him, so that gives it away right there. So I just don't want to believe that he murdered him. Sure, I mean, yeah, I mean, like that's why that gives it away right there. And this man could possibly be innocent, and his career is gone, flushed down the toilet, down the drain.
Yeah, and even if I was a CEO, I still wouldn't believe that Chris Wall did it.
Yeah, I'm just like, that's just like saying if that was one of y'all said they were, I would have been like, I want to see proof that he did it or she did it. If you have proof, then I could change my opinion. But I still be like, I don't want to believe it unless you have cameras in the house to show me proof. Then shut up because I'll be like, nah, man. I mean, oh my gosh, like for real, I just like it. I was just like in shock, like they didn't want to believe it. And I know Jim Ross was saying, You didn't want to believe it, but he did it. That's what Jim Ross said in the Dark Side of the Ring episode. Didn't want to believe it, but he did do it.
He didn't. He did not do it.
Yeah, man, yeah, because Jim Ross, you wasn't in the house when it happened. Just because the cops said what they said, that don't mean that's what's wrong with people. People believe everything the cop says. The cops, they'll say, "Oh, this is what I think happened," but that don't mean it was true. Just because you're a cop, that don't mean you know everything.
Because just because they're cops, don't it doesn't mean that they're always telling the truth.
If you're not God, shut your mouth. You're not
You're a
God.
human. You're a human, just like everybody else on this earth.
Now, if God came from heaven right now and came to me in person and say, "Hey, Antoine, this what happened to Chris. This what really happened to the Chris Benoit and his kids," I would believe because he's God. But but to have people who ain't God saying, "Oh, this what happened," but
Oh,
now God, I would believe in Jesus, Mary. If they could come, if I could see them in person, or they can fly me up to heaven right now just to visit them and then I come back to earth after they done talking to me until I get to heaven one day. But if they can use their magic right now and send me to heaven real quick, just to ask me a question, or they come down here on earth to say,
and like, or 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 at any day they could, like, if Crispin Wall's in heaven, they can take you up to heaven for you to meet Crispin Wall.
yeah, yeah, I'm like, because I mean, if they can, yeah, because they can use their magic and make me visit heaven before I even get to heaven one day.
That'll answer your question right there. If
Yeah.
Crispin Wall's up there and they take you up to heaven and take you to meet him, that will answer your question right there.
hmm then he got to be up there with Eddie Guerrero, because I know Eddie Guerrero up there in heaven.
Yep.
And, I'm just saying, like, I know, same with all these other guys, but I'm just saying, like, come on, like, if I can just, oh man, and I mean, get that, but one day when I get to heaven, I will see, know on a lot of celebrities of what happened, like see the whole thing of what really happened. Same with Marilyn Monroe. I want, when I get to heaven, I will know what all the details of her, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. I want to see all the full details once I get to heaven to see.
Include including the Michael Jackson stuff.
Yeah, a lot of, man. I wanna, yeah. I mean, like, I wanna know all this, the Tupac, all of, I wanna know all Biggie. I wanna know all, you know, I wanna know all of these murders that took place, man. It's just like, I just don't want to believe. I just don't want to freaking believe it.
It's like if Crispin Wall was up there and stuff, and then and then you ask God if he actually did it, and he'll probably be like, "You want to know the truth? Come with me."
Yeah, and I will follow him, and because, yeah, like, I want to see, I want to see the truth, who's telling the truth.
If he takes you down to hell and stuff, then that's not a good sign of Chris. But if he takes you up to heaven, then that's a good sign that Chris is innocent.
hmm Well, well, I mean, if he had took me there, like, well, I mean, well, I know he would protect my body from burning, because, because then he'd take, because I'm not, I know I'm a good person. I know I ain't going to hell when I die. But,
Right.
but I don't know how things work. I guess he'll send all the good and bad people to heaven, and see who will be denied to the gates of heaven, and then who will be a welcome into the gates of heaven. I guess that's how he do it, or he'll just send the good people into heaven, and then, or I don't know how it's done, but I know I'm one of the good ones that's gonna get into heaven one day, and same with you and all the other good people, you know, like,
But I
uh,
but I do know who's not going to heaven.
uh,
Vince McMahon.
yeah, all the
He's
stuff, and then I heard rumors too, and I remember Remington told me something about that what Ashley got raped by a WWE doctor backstage.
oh my god.
Ashley Mazzaro, and that's what. And I was like, "What?" I said, "How you know this?" He was telling me something. I forgot all he said, but that's why she been depressed, and I know she committed suicide. That was so sad, man.
That's so
Uh,
fucking sad, dude.
And she got a daughter too, and her daughter I know she had to been. That's the reason why I actually left the WWE in the first place, to take care of her daughter. You know, and because she did get one shot at the women's title at WrestleMania 23 in 2007.
I don't know what I don't know what her daughter is going through with this and stuff, but my condolences.
Yeah, mine's too, man. It's just freaking sad, sad that you, man. All I can say is I hope she's in heaven because she was a good person.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
Vince does not deserve to be in heaven. Neither does
Yeah,
Kevin Sullivan.
yeah, and then I know when it come to racism, I know he would bury a lot of people in my race.
Vince McMahon. Yep.
And he would, I mean, and D'Lo Brown, he should have been a main eventer and a world champion. I mean, it's just buried so much people. I mean, like, it's just sad. Like, it's just ridiculous. Like, I mean, I'm glad he ain't in charge no more. And hopefully,
Vince is not in charge because of his scandal.
yeah, his stuff caught up with him. I don't know how
Yep.
it caught up with him. I guess one of the superstars said they was gonna spill the tea who got history with him. I know I would have blackmailed him too.
I would have blackmailed Vince too.
If you treated me bad and then put me down and say, "Oh, I'm not a main event star and I can't be a champion because of my size or this, that, being short," oh yeah, I'd have blackmailed him too. I'd have been like, "Hey, what you gonna do? You gonna make me a star, and you gonna hand it to me, and you gonna put me over, and if not, I'm gonna spill the tea."
And I heard Vince try to pay that woman the hush money, but that didn't work.
Oh, she still took the money, or she didn't?
She either rejected the money and decided to go viral about it, or just took the money but still went viral about it regardless.
Oh yeah, well I would have took the money and said I wouldn't do it, and I would still reveal it. After I took, I would be like, "You gonna give me millions of dollars? You a billionaire? You gonna give me millions, not thousands, millions,
Yeah,
a
like Vince
trillion."
go like, "Here, I'll give you 1,000, Antoine."
Oh no, well then I'm spilling. You ain't giving me no thousands now. You filthy rich. No, no, you gonna give me more than thousands. No, you gonna matter of fact, you gonna take me to the bank and I'm open up account right there. Nah, we gonna do this, or I'm gonna spill the tea.
Yep,
And I'm gonna make your life miserable. See what happens when you treat good people bad. Now karma got you.
yep,
I don't see this should have been happened years ago since the Attitude Era. He should have been in these legal trouble since then. They wait to the PG era to get him in jail. To
I
hear,
could
oh
I could see why, you know, it, he's probably been the same like this since the fucking Attitude Era.
yeah, I heard this that he had sexually harassed Sable during the Attitude Era, and that's why Sable left the company back in '99. Something
Yeah.
due to sexual harassment. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, see, because Mr. McMahon, he's a creepy old man, like touching them young, one fine women like inappropriately, and I heard, and Mr. McMahon admitted out his own mouth he cheated on his wife multiple times.
Yeah. And let's talk about why I know this is all topic, but I'm gonna talk about it for a second. But let's talk about why Rusev was buried against the Big Show because of his haircut.
What does hair have to do with it?
Vince got mad because Rusev decide to shave his hair, get
Mr.
himself a haircut without telling him. Uh, why does it matter, Vince? It's his fucking hair.
It's his hair. He don't have to ask you permission. It's on his body. Like, what? You got a man crush on him or something?
Yeah, like you don't pay his bills. You don't pay his taxes.
Yeah,
You don't.
yeah, cause the fans is the wrestlers get them paychecks from the fans from paying for to go to the events. Mr. McMahon don't pay the wrestlers out his own pocket.
They don't. You're only there to pay Rusev when he's doing hard work. You're only his boss in the company. But in real life, everything else, no.
Yeah, that's what I just don't get though. I just don't. Like it's always like these stupid people. Like I'm just saying, this Mr. McMahon should have been had this heat on him since that '90s. He should have been in these legal trouble since then.
And Vince wasn't in charge at that time. Don't you would have think that Rusev would have been a fucking champion by now in the company?
Oh, if he was been gone,
If Vince was gone, and then Rusev was still came to the WWE regardless. Don't you think he would have been like a fucking WWE champion,
I
not just the United States champion,
a
but
world champ.
the world champions and stuff?
Yeah, I believe so. I mean, I like Rusev. He should have been a world champion. I know his wife Lana got buried.
But that never happened.
Yeah, because he buries a lot. He buries a lot of freaking people, and I'm tired of it.
I'm tired of all these people getting treated like shit, and Vince even had the nerve to fucking like book a story to where Maria, Mike Kanellis are starting this drama, and then remember the show where Maria supposedly revealed who little father was, and that's when Rusev came out and stuff.
Well, when Maria revealed her father.
No, Maria revealed the father of her unborn child,
I'm trying to.
and then Rusev came out and fucking crushed Mike Kanellis, beating him in a match.
Oh yeah.
That was what, like, that was fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. This is how they. And what made me mad too, same like how they did with Chris Canyon, and they buried him because they said he was gay, and you gonna treat him like that, man?
Yeah, and do you know why? Do you know why they made that segment?
Which segment?
To
What?
where Rusev is supposedly revealed as the father of Maria's unborn child,
Why they did that?
so that they can make a storyline where Lana is cheating on Rusev with Bobby Lashley.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
That's the reason why they did that.
Yeah, and I remember it, and they was at a restaurant, and Rusev came to the restaurant and fighting Bobby. And Rusev came all the way to the restaurant and started fighting Bobby and all that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even like why the fuck would Vince would want to fucking do that, man?
Yeah, I mean, he's a womanizer too, man, and like the full, he's like another version of Hugh Hefner, like full with young women.
If you were the owner, at the time, wouldn't you have ever done that to Rusev? Like making Maria reveal that Rusev's the father, and then make a storyline where Lana is cheating on Rusev with Bobby Lashley.
No, I wouldn't do that.
No, I wouldn't do that either.
They would have canceled the show, like for real.
Yeah.
It's pathetic.
Sorry about my coughing,
Oh, you good?
but the medical okay. The medical examiner says that Chris Benoit died on Saturday. The text messages were sent on Sunday. Chris was already dead, so who sent the message? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know we were taking a break from the topic for a second, but yeah, I know Chris did not send the text messages, first of all.
So that means Chris was murdered,
Yep.
and his wife was murdered, and their son was murdered.
So let's read this fucking text again. The medical examiner says that Chris Benoit died on Saturday. The text messages were sent on Sunday. Chris was already dead, so who sent the text messages?
Yeah, I agree.
That don't sound like a that don't sound like Benoit did it.
Yeah.
Does that sound like it to you?
The medical examiner says that Chris Benoit died on Saturday. The text messages were sent on Sunday during the day of the pay per view, the night of the pay per view. Chris is already dead. So who sent? See, the murderer did.
It's a murder. It's not suicide. It's a fucking murder.
The murderer sent that in there, or probably wrote a suicide note to pretending to be Benoit.
Yep.
Yep. So that gives it away because Chavo said that Chris told Chavo that people were out to get him. So that's why he moved far out somewhere in Georgia, in Fayetteville. So that's what,
I don't know how they fucking found him in Georgia, man. I don't know how. I don't know how they fucking found him.
Yeah, like that's just messed up, man. Yeah, so that goes away. That but I know that the case has been dropped, so nobody reopened the case.
What was you saying? I couldn't hear you.
I was open, you know, but hey, but we just wanted to get some people to get just to know the truth, but like because that gives away Chavo. If I do ever meet Chavo, I could say like that gives away he was murdered. But see, I don't know what state Chavo live in. Yeah.
If that was me, if they were after me, I would have moved. I would have moved to another fucking country, dude.
Yeah, country, continent, some people go into hiding. Yeah.
I would have already moved to like fucking Antarctica or something like that.
Yeah, move. Yeah, instead of get out of your country, get out of your homeland, and go to another.
Because moving to another state is not gonna be enough.
They ain't gonna be enough. They'll find you, and find. That's why you gotta pay in cash, or that way if you use a card or something, see they can track it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but if you use cash, they can't track it. So that's why you
I
got
would
to
have
go.
I would have moved to another country, changed my
Yeah.
fucking identity and everything else.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like you move to Canada, move to Africa, Jamaica, India, Europe. I'm just Spain, Germany. I'm just naming countries and
Japan.
continents. Japan, China, yeah, Asia. I'm just saying Brazil. I'm just saying Hawaii. I'm just saying like move. Out of your country if it makes you feel better. Aruba, Cuba. You need Mexico, the country Mexico.
So I would still contact you guys, but I would just be in a different country.
Oh yeah, or France, a different country, a continent, either one. I know. Yeah, I would still be because there's people all around the world that got Facebooks, Instagrams, and all that around the world in other countries and continents.
It's worldwide.
Yeah, Facebook and Instagram and them is worldwide. Anybody created, no matter what country or continent you're from.
Yep.
And that's why the world is just a little crazy. I tell you, man.
And I wouldn't want the killers finding my Facebook. No,
Did he? You did what?
I wouldn't. I mean, if they were after me, I wouldn't want them finding my Facebook either.
Yeah. Oh, look at that message. In the group chat, and then in the comment, in the comment, in the
Another thing to think about: if Chris had murdered his family, then why did he need to text people? Think about it. everybody was dead, nobody would hear him talking, so why text?
Yeah, that makes sense. That does make absolutely good sense.
Yeah.
Like what? Like come on, like ain't no way I know if he murdered. Then what would he need to text somebody? Say, oh, I murdered this person. Why would you do that? Like, come on, a real killer wouldn't like text somebody say, oh, I murdered somebody.
And second of all, how could Chris text people if Chris, like, another thing that they don't make sense. Like, they're saying that Chris committed suicide and stuff, but the text messages were sent like the next day. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, so you see, because people can get framed and then they people can be erased forever for see Chris Benoit was framed.
Yep. But the media doesn't want you to believe that Chris Benoit was murdered.
Yeah, because the government pays the media to tell lies.
They do.
The media tell lies. They don't tell the truth.
They don't. I mean, they don't tell the truth at all.
Yeah,
I have none. I have none. I have none to lose. So let the motherfucking killer try to come find me.
that's just like saying when I become rich and famous, the media gonna tell lies on me. Some people gonna believe it. Say, oh,
Hmm.
he did this, but then in reality, I didn't. And then I could get framed, and then that's what I'm saying. That's why I say, hey, nobody else can believe me long as the person that created me believe me. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. These people think, they can't do nothing wrong, but like they weren't there, and I know he was framed. Like when I look at these old stuff, I don't believe that he actually did it either, though.
Me neither, dude.
And I don't care. And I'm grown now. I'm almost 30, and I still do. I'm saying that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Now,
what are we supposed to believe? Are we supposed to automatically just go follow the, oh, Benoit did this and did that?
mhm,
No.
but that's how these cats want you to think.
Yep.
That's how they want us to to say, oh, yeah, he didn't just did that, but then, like, that's why I said see the proof, then I say who the physical the room if you actually did.
The internet would take you to a whole corruption level to where you're gonna follow that this apparently happened when no factual evidence was shown on that matter.
Hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's why. Yeah. See, and they didn't have cameras in their house. I don't.
They didn't show any cameras. They didn't
Yeah.
show any fucking photos of the bodies.
Yeah. So I don't think they had video cameras in their house to see what go on.
They obviously didn't, because if they actually did, they would have shown that a long time ago. But nope, they did not.
They probably, and who knows? You know how they like to be dirty. They probably wouldn't even show the proof
Exactly.
because that's how they would do people. They would that they wouldn't even show the real truth. If he didn't do it, they wouldn't have showed it. Who knows? It's crooked people, just like in the police department too. There's crooked people that'll protect cruel people.
If it's like if he didn't do it, they're not gonna show it.
Mm-mm.
So, and they're not showing shit right now. So what am I supposed to fucking believe, huh?
Yeah, I agree. And you just can't they ain't gonna believe what you say. They wanna believe the cops first.
Well, you got people got to understand that not every cop not every cop is telling the truth.
Hmm.
there are some good cops out there, and there are good cops that tell the truth, but but as far as all cops being good and truthful, yeah, I don't see that happening.
Yeah, every cop, there's good cops and bad cops. I like the good ones that's not racist and crooked that would kill people. I don't like them cops. That are
But
crook.
the bad cop would say like, oh yeah, he did this, he did that.
They would protect the cruel people. They would lie for the cruel people.
It's like,
Yeah,
oh Ben, oh yeah, oh yeah, Benoit did this. But the good cop would have been like, I don't know, we haven't seen evidence.
exactly. But that's how they would be,
Exactly.
and that's why I still don't want to. And that's why I said I just want to see the real truth on a lot of it. Like, that's what I'm saying. I just have that feeling in my gut, in my heart, that Benoit is an innocent man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I, I
you
don't
know,
I don't think your guts is deceiving you either.
yeah, he may not have been one of my favorite, but still, I don't believe. I still don't believe that he actually committed those crimes. And now I'll be speaking a different tone if I see the actual proof he did it, video footage of him actually killing his wife and kid. Then I'll be saying he's a piece of shit if he did it for real.
But if you seen the video, the actual video where it shows Kevin Sullivan murdering them.
Then I would say that he's the piece of shit and deserve to burn in hell.
Yep.
Yeah, and yeah. If he murdered his wife and kid,
And if I saw that shit and I fucking saw Kevin Sullivan in real life, I'd be like, I know what you fucking did, dude.
yeah. So you gonna kill him, and or he probably even didn't kill him. He probably got a hit and ordered or hired some people to kill him.
Yeah. Like, and you'll be like to Kevin Sullivan, I know what you did.
He probably didn't even do no dirt. He probably didn't even show up to the house. He probably just called, hired a hit, some killers to kill them because Chris and Nancy fell in love and she cheated on uh, Kevin with Chris.
And like, and when you interrogate, when you see Kevin Sullivan in real life and you interrogate him, like saying that you know that you know what he did, and he'll be like, no, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about?
Yeah, like what about? Ooh, I know he had something to do with it. I know he had something to do with it. You notice he didn't want to talk about it on Dark Side of the Ring on the Benoit episode.
Yep.
So that gives it away right there.
Yep.
That gives it a freaking away right there. If you didn't want to speak on Dark Side of the Ring, yeah, then if you didn't do it, then you could have came on there. That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying. They
like,
pissed me.
I know I was supposed to do a sorry, I was supposed to do a stream today, but I passed out, so I'm gonna have to cancel that, I guess,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I'm gonna have to save it for I guess when I'm off because it's about YouTube promoting.
Guidelines.
Oh, listen, so that way you can understand the full context. So YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook are now like using scams as advertisements now. So I found
Uh,
them promoting a scam, and it looks so deceitful. Like anybody can see through that shit. I
Mm,
read the reviews and everything. What's up, DH?
Hey, what's up?
yeah,
But
but
back to the Ben Wall stuff, like,
yeah.
yeah,
I was
I
just
always think the whole thing was honestly, I think the whole thing could have been handled,
yeah,
more
yeah.
professionally, but
But
sadly it wasn't.
let me say this. Well, like I was telling Dakota, like, come on, okay, Chavo said out of his own mouth, people was out to get him. That gives it away that he didn't murder. And these dumb trailer park trash of cops thinking, they had beer cans and Bibles, and then a woman I heard supposed to went and seen one of the bodies on the ground. So then why? Then why you gonna go and try to go everywhere like you? Because what if she got caught at the house? And then even one of William Regal's former tag team partners, Dave Taylor, lived in Fayetteville too. And I heard William Regal said that his wife didn't really too like Benoit, Chris. So that's why he said he couldn't come over to the house no more. My wife have a problem with him. This that would he. I think an interview I saw but come on and then and it was the lady would like kind of go and and feed their dogs and all that and Nancy and Chris gave her a key to their house because they had some pit bulls or some Rottweilers or whatever.
German
uh,
Shepherds.
German Shepherds. Okay. Well, and the dogs knew her because she was friends with the Benoits, so she would go and feed her. And it was even when they on the road, when Chris was be on the road or whatever, or Nancy would come on the road with her husband, and she would be there with the Shepherds. And then I heard like when they did a wellness check on them. Like I remember when I was a kid, I ordered the Vengeance pay-per-view, and when they played Chris Benoit theme music twice. And I was saying I said to myself in my room, I said, I bet he dead, but I didn't think he was murdered.
Wait. They played his music at that
Y-
show,
yeah,
Yeah, they did.
he was supposed to face CM Punk in the semifinals for the
but
ECW World Title.
they knew he wasn't there. So why would they play his music?
Well,
That's the problem.
that's
They
the problem.
actually did
And
play his
then
music
and then
twice.
then Johnny Nitro came and replaced him. So Benoit was supposed to win the match that night. But if they knew early in the afternoon, so why they like, come on, why you gonna play his music not once but twice? I guess like really, if you
And the theme song for that pay per view was "Gone" by Fuel,
yeah,
basically
Yeah,
talking about how someone's gone, someone's dies.
like I mean, yeah.
that just
Well,
gives
you were
it
saying
away
like
right there. But that gives it away right there that there was something wrong with during that pay per view. Like
no,
we
no,
were
no.
all expecting Chris Benoit to show up, but then when you have that song by Fuel, yeah, that just gives it away.
You know something too.
Can I say,
Like in the
since you brought it up, Antoine, the dogs. So if Chris Benoit snapped, right, and he just started beating the hell out of whatever, just started murdering the fuck out of people. Do you think in the process of snapping, he's gonna think, oh, let me go put the dogs up first? Let me, no, he snapped, right? He
yeah.
snapped. He lost his temper. He lost control. But do you think those dogs, and as aggressive as they were when the police showed up, don't you think they would have been aggressive to protect Nancy and Daniel
Yeah,
Yep.
towards Chris, even though Chris is their owner? They would all want to protect the more vulnerable, weak people, which would be Nancy and Daniel. And yet, the autopsy does not show any marks from a dog, no bite marks, no scratch marks. The dogs didn't attack Chris. So that in of itself tells me Chris didn't do shit.
yeah.
And that's
He
where
And this is what I've always said. When you go back and you read that police report, the officer Mundy talked about how he came and the dog was very aggressive. So he got Holly to jump the fence and they were not aggressive at all to her. So
Oh
that
yeah,
goes
yeah,
to my theory that she was the one that kind of took them away or put them up in a room or something
yeah. Because the cops,
while the intruders came in.
yeah, because the cops were scared to go near the dog. The cops were scared to go up that porch to the house because they saw the dogs bark. And she said, "Let me go get the." And they said, "Let me go get the dogs," because their cops were scared. I heard to go in because so the lady, their neighbor and she was friends with the
so
Benoits.
bullshit. Come on, listen, that is so bullshit. I'm sorry. I mean, we were all discussing this. Like me and Dakota were discussing this. Like it's so funny they got scared of a bunch of German shepherds.
Well, oh, now look, now, if some German Shepherds showed up near you barking, I'm sure you would.
Yeah, yeah, I would. But the thing is, the police have German shepherds themselves, so wouldn't
Yeah.
it doesn't
Oh,
add
that's why
up?
you said it like that. Yeah, they do. They
Yeah,
train
it doesn't
theirs.
add up to me. It really doesn't.
Yeah,
Guys, I want to say something.
yeah.
If they were so scared of the dogs, then why didn't they call animal control? Because that's
Oh,
what they
That's what people normally do when they're scared of the dogs and shit. But nope.
Well, you know, the 911 call, Dennis Fagan, the security guy that called 911, told the police, because the police called him for some reason and said, "Oh, we're having problems with the dog." And see, this is why it makes it look more of an inside job. Why are the police calling Dennis Fagan to talk about a problem with some dogs? Why not, like you just said, call animal control? But they called Dennis Fagan. He's like, Chavo said the neighbor's good with the dogs. And so then they go get the neighbor to go take care of the dogs. It's like all this stuff is coordinated. It's coordinated.
It looks like you said, it looks like an inside job. And that's just not that it's put like that.
Let me say this too. Let me say this. I said this to the Dakota before y'all showed up. Okay, you notice how in the Dark Side of the Ring episode of Nancy and Chris, you notice how it said at the end of it when it was going off, Kevin Sullivan didn't want to talk about the situation. So they give you the way that that he's guilty.
He was also guilty of. You know what's so fucked up?
Because Chavo said,
listen. After Eddie Guerrero's death, that's Kevin Sullivan. Like 2 years later, he had to wait 2 years later, just like with Brian Pillman and Owen Hart. It was like them, and they had to do that shit all over again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. Even though Owen died from the ceiling, but what was a piece of garbage, Mr. McMahon should have ended the show when Owen Hart fell. But I bet if it was his daughter Stephanie fell from the rafters, I bet he would have canceled the show then.
And plus, the Over the Edge pay-per-view got canceled due to that.
No, it didn't. No, the show still went on, and then
yeah, but Over the Edge, like the pay-per-view, you don't hear from it ever again because let's be honest, that pretty much caused the whole Owen Hart falling from the
yeah, Chris Friend dismissed because Chris said that he was Chavo said that Chris said that people was out to get him and his family, and Chris, and they said too, if Chris Friend from the former tag team Public Enemy Chris Grunge, if he didn't die, that the murders, he said Chris Benoit would still be alive. Now I don't know, the murders could have still happened even if Chris Grunge would have lived, but they said, I forgot how he died. They said he died, Chris Grunge, from Public Enemy. A heart attack? Well, if
Johnny Grunge, but it's not going to make a difference whether Johnny Grunge is alive or not. I believe that was part of. Think about it. Eddie dies in November of 05. By February of 06, Johnny Grunge dies. These are Benoit's two best friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you really look at it from the point, maybe they're killing off his best friends. Maybe they're trying to send him into a state of depression. And then from there, he keeps losing more friends. So it wouldn't have mattered if Johnny Grunge was alive or not. What happened was going to happen either way.
Yeah,
this was something that was planned out.
They would kill off all the. You notice how they would slowly kill all the, kill all the people he has contact with, like the friends that he's mentioned. Like that's sad.
They predicted Eddie's death, and they predicted Chris's death in video games.
Yes, the SmackDown versus
Raw. 2007. I was a kid when that game came out. Yeah.
Here's what Will Ferrell #1 said. Vince Russo said in the interview, no one loved Owen Hart more than he did.
Well, hey, I know, and a lot of people would like to shit on Vince Russo, saying he a bad person and say he a racist, but a lot of Vince Russo got a lot of enemies. Trust me, a lot of people hate it.
Russo, there's one thing that Vince Russo did that he's still right about to this day. He predicted the downfall of TNA, and look what happened.
And Jeremy Borash, he used to say, Vince Russo was the responsible that put WCW out of business. Some people said it was they mainly said it was him or
Eric Bischoff. Bischoff.
Because I know Eric Bischoff was kind of being a dick to people too, and he had a lot of enemies too, Eric Bischoff.
He still runs his mouth about AEW. He shits on AEW.
And as a kid,
AEW broadcast with Chris Jericho. And here's the thing: here's the thing. Tony Khan, you knew Tony Khan was not going to put Eric Bischoff on the show, but since Chris Jericho asked Tony Khan to put him on a segment, he accepted. He
Yeah.
accepted the segment, and then freaking he wanted to go behind their back and talk shit about the product in AEW. Like, come on, Chris
Yeah, you
Jericho
said Braun
had to
Strowman did the
go
same
and
thing.
talk to Tony Khan about that, and you're gonna go and shit on AEW because like you should be thanking Chris Jericho.
I
Yeah.
mean, hey, and I know even though Tony Khan, well, I'll meet Tony Khan one day because I hear now he owns Ring of Honor because I'm gonna go to Ring of Honor when I start my wrestling career. But but hey, is what it is. But I know this junk is ridiculous, man. How everything's going and everything. Yeah, yeah, it just makes me
That Chris Jericho went and talked to Tony Khan to put you on a segment. And this is the thing about Eric Bischoff. He gets put on a segment and then he goes and talks shit for no reason. What?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just flat out ridiculous. Oh man, like what if I'm just saying, man, that's why some people said that Kevin Sullivan was the one too that probably had a hit on Eddie Guerrero's death too.
Mm-hmm.
But but because when they found Eddie, he was in his underwear and with his toothbrush in his mouth, laying in the bathroom floor in the hotel room.
Yep.
And like he was what 36 or 37 at the time when he killed when he was when it just man it's just freaking sad, man, like straight up,
It is
man.
fucking sad. It's fucking
Yeah, it
sad,
is.
man. I like when I was a little kid, I consider WWE as WWE as a safe place and all that shit. But
Yeah.
I didn't even get to watch the pay per view of the fucking Vengeance 2007 and shit like that.
Mm.
I didn't get to watch that because I didn't have enough money to pay for that pay per view and shit. But I did not know that they played the fucking theme song of Chris Benoit twice and stuff
Mm-hmm.
because
Yep.
that's a
I
bad
gotta
sign,
get it
dude.
on DVD. Yeah, I gotta buy it on DVD. But I'm not, but yeah, I remember I ordered that pay-per-view. I ordered Vengeance in 2007. And I saw, yeah, but I can't remember all the matches that were. Yeah, I know I normally would remember all the who, but I know, yeah, I remember. I think Candice Michelle was in the match that night too. I think but I know, yeah, I remember who, man. Yeah, man, it was who, man. Yeah, it was the big the weeks. Let me see, there were another thing. Think about if Chris, yeah, like that's why I said people can get set up and like and get framed for stuff. That's why I'm like, that's why to this day, I just want to get to the bottom of it. Like even with other cases with other celebrities,
Yeah,
I want,
especially the Benoit one.
yeah, I want to get on these cases, man. Like for real.
If I was a wrestler and they did that to my theme song and I wasn't there, you would know that something is up.
Yeah,
It could be that I'm disappearing, I'm missing, or dead.
yeah, and see, that's what I was saying, because real people would kind of, you know, like look out for each other and make sure you're okay. If you didn't respond to my texts or calls, this, that, and the third.
But but if the killer would respond to you and try to pretend to be me, you would notice something off about the grammar.
I would notice if it say something probably wrong out of the blue, but like if he just send a normal text saying something, then I would think it's you.
But if it's someone else and
Then I
like
still wouldn't have probably tell if it's somebody pretending to be you in the text and saying
right
it's you, it's saying it's me Dakota, but it ain't really you, it's somebody else. but I would think it's you, and then I end up spilling some beans, thinking, oh, this, that, and the third, and then they end up coming to me, or you know, or like or coming to other people I care about. You know what I'm saying? Like, or
And
either, yeah.
but then you find out that I died on the day before that text was sent to you.
Oh yeah, then I'd have been like, oh shoot. Then I'd be like, oh crap. And then the killer sent that text message to my phone and to our other phones. You know what I'm saying? To our other friends too.
Yeah,
Then I would go report to the police and all that.
exactly, man. And like, cause there ain't no way that I could die on the day before and still send that text message send those text messages the next day. There's no way.
Yeah, there's no way, man. You know, I don't get it either, but man, yeah, yeah, cause I know, but like, and I know these things could have still happened even if Johnny Grunge was still alive.
Yeah,
Yeah, so like, come, like this crime, cause it's this female YouTuber. She talks about it too. Dang, what's her I know she's a YouTuber and she talks about it. She was a wrestling fan growing up too, and she grown now. She talks about it too. I'm subscribed to her channel, but
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, she talks about it. It's all involving Chris Benoit, you know. But yeah, it just sad, man.
They
Like
need to, they need to fucking reopen the case
that's what I think too. They
to find out
should.
to find out the actual truth.
Uh, yeah, the actual truth, yeah.
If I was a sheriff in that state where Benoit died and stuff, I would have had the case reopened or request that it would be reopened
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
find out what actually happened.
Exactly.
And I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing.
That's how it should. That's how should be. That's how it should be. But you know, but some people ain't gonna know the you know truth. We want answers. All us wrestling fans want answers.
And I'll tell you one thing: if Stone Cold finds out that Benoit didn't actually do it, he'll regret everything he said about supposedly Benoit doing it.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, but he'll probably apologize and said I was wrong. But yeah, but I know. I remember he said, "I love you, Chris." You know, I don't remember him saying anything bad about him. He just said, "I know I love you, Chris. I miss you," and I know he was saying all of that. But I don't remember saying that he believed that he did it.
One I heard one of the things Stone Cold said um um that I think believes I believe that he said I heard what he said, but it's one of those things like what Chris Benoit did will overshadow
Mm,
and that those actions will never be forgotten.
yeah, see, so that's why he framing and see. I hope the real truth will come out. Cause I know they said once in a while they will bring Chris Benoit up behind the scenes backstage, and then don't bring it back up, and then bring it back up again. Uh,
Yeah, but do you know what I would have said? Just to you want to know what I would have said if Stone Cold were to say that to me?
what?
I would have said like Stone Cold. I get your points, but but I don't I don't I know that there's something fishy going on with the case, and as much as you believe it, I don't.
Mm,
If that makes sense to you,
yeah,
that's one of the things I would have said to Stone Cold. If I would have said to him if he said that to me.
Mm, yeah, well, you
Hey
know.
Felicia.
Hey, Felicia, what's going on? How
Yeah,
you been?
If Stone Cold were to say that to you, like say those things to you, what would your response be like?
My response will be like I would say, like I'm saying to you, I don't believe he did it. I don't believe he murdered his wife and his 7-year-old son. I don't, I don't believe it. Even though he wasn't my favorite, I was really a fan of him like that. But still, all I know is he didn't do it.
Yeah, because if he didn't like Benoit or something like that, but you, regardless, you would have still been sad regardless.
Yeah, yeah. That's why. That's why I was saying like, that's why I was saying, I don't believe we did it, And people can get framed. I know they said he was a good person and quiet most of the time, but
And Hornswoggle was, let me tell you something. Hornswoggle was interviewed that one time about it, and Hornswoggle even said that he doesn't believe that it happened.
he don't believe that he murdered his wife and kid.
Right,
Yeah,
and he believes that someone killed him.
exactly. Yep, yep. I think because I remember watching him talking about it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. On YouTube. Yeah.
Yo, you see, I'm not the only one who's skeptical about it. You
Yes.
also got to look at Hornswoggle.
Yeah, but Eddie' wife believed that Vicky believed that uh, he murdered his wife, and because Eddie Guerrero wife and Chris Benoit wife were close, they was best friends
Yeah,
because they would go to each other's houses. And I remember on the Dark Side of the Ring, I heard Nancy and Chris was fighting in the car, and Nancy threw something to the car and broke the front window. They was arguing. They said they something when they was headed to their house, to Vicky and Eddie house to see them, because they would spend the night at each other's houses.
yeah,
Vicky and Eddie would spend the night at Chris and Nancy's house. Chris and Nancy would spend the night at Vicky and Eddie's house with their kids. And I remember even on the Dark Side of the Ring episode of Nancy and Chris, Vicky said when Eddie died, and she was and Vicky stayed in her bed depressed about her husband Eddie dying, and then because Vicky she didn't bathe in a couple of days and months due to she was just laying in bed, and like I know and Chris' wife Nancy fed Eddie and Vicky kids and bought them something to eat, got them something to eat and all that, and she said go get in the shower, take a shower, clean up, you've been in your bed for weeks and months or whatever. I mean, for months or whatever. Depressing over Eddie dying. I'm just saying. So,
yes. Even if I was a wrestler at the time, I would have still visited Chris Benoit's funeral,
hmm but Vicky said she
as
didn't
well as
show up.
Daniel's and Nancy's.
Mm. Yeah, but Vicky, she said she didn't go to Chris Benoit's funeral. Only Nancy and Daniel, not Chris's.
Well, that's because Vicky was assuming that Benoit did this and he did that
But
when
she
she.
might still assume it to this day in 2022.
Yep,
If I meet her and I ask her if she want to talk about it, and
I would, I would, I would, I would, interview her and stuff. Like like ask, be civil about it. I would ask like, okay, is there any reason as to why you believe that Benoit did it?
Uh, yeah, I'm a nice person. I wouldn't say like you. If you want to talk about the incident, I know to this day I was saying about the Benoit tragedy, but I believe that he didn't do it because cops think they know everything. Think this what happened, but cops can that's what they got to say. Oh, this happened. Oh, they got into a fight. Blah blah blah. This happened. He murdered. Blah blah blah. But see, you don't know the full story because see people can change things around and people could frame people. It happens all the time. Good people can get framed by evil people.
Right, and I wouldn't. I
You wouldn't what?
gonna go like to Big Grill. Oh, you're a no.
That's just like saying good people get framed and be lied on, said that they molested this person or raped this person. Good people get framed for, and that don't be true. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Every child don't tell the truth when lie on good adults. So that's with anything. I'm just making an example and see. That's what I'm saying. There's good people in prison for crimes they didn't commit.
Yeah,
So they got framed. Okay, some people say, oh, that Lee Harvey Oswald was the one that assassinated John F. Kennedy. But then some people say you got to have a fall guy, and that fall guy got to take the blame. Okay, but
yeah,
who knows? Lee Harvey Oswald could have did it. Lee Harvey Oswald probably didn't assassinate John F. Kennedy in Dallas, Texas, in 1963 on November 22nd. But but that's what I'm saying. People same with James Earl Ray, the guy who they said they killed Martin Luther King in 1968. But
yeah,
I'm just saying. That's what I'm saying. I don't know that they actually did it for real or not. That's what people say. Some people, I know Judge Joe Brown said that he didn't kill Martin Luther King, James Earl Ray. But I wasn't there back then. But who knows? But like I said, I'll know the truth on a lot of this when I get to heaven one day.
yep,
That's for sure. Oh yeah.
yep.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Oh okay. Also, there was a white cloth wrapped around Chris' neck. If he was a suicide, if it was suicidal, why would he care if his neck was bruised? Think about it.
Right. Why would why would if you're so suicidal, why would you care if any part of your body is bruised?
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. That's so true.
Which is the scary part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy, dude. This fucking world is fucking crazy.
Yeah. You're right.
Huh?
No, I said you're right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like that's just straight up ridiculous, man.
Like I like if it's like say if you're a wrestler and then I bought a pay-per-view, but all of a sudden it started playing your theme song like that, I'd be like, oh wait, what's going on?
Exactly.
Be like, wait, what the fuck's going on?
That's what I don't get. That's what I was trying to say too. Like,
I'll be like, why? I'll be like, why are you guys not playing a normal intro theme song and only Antoine's theme song for the pay-per-view theme song?
yeah. Cause if they knew, see, back then when I was a kid, see, I didn't know Benoit was dead yet. That he was already announced dead in the afternoon, like when it was broad daylight, way before the fans got to the arena.
Yeah,
So yeah, and see, I didn't know that. So they played it because see, the fans didn't know. But see, like I know I saw, and then I think it was that Monday or something. They said that he was found dead. I remember I went on WWE.com, and I remember one of my childhood friends called me and said that Benoit's dead, and I'm like, and I was saying to myself that, and I went on WWE.com to see, and then it said Chris Benoit was found dead in his home. Him and his wife and their son was found dead in their home. But
yeah,
but see, I I was thinking Chris Benoit was dead, but I ain't think to say, oh, his wife and child was dead. Also, that was the shocking part too, that his wife and child
yeah,
was dead. Also, I was just thinking, oh, Chris is dead only. But then but then just find out his wife and son was killed. That was the shocking part.
it was.
Yeah, I
But
was
but
just
but you already had a feeling that Chris Moore was dead.
yeah, 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 and
Oh,
yeah,
and I heard from some people, from some people in the group chat, like they were saying that when the Undertaker was sacrificed by Stone Cold.
Uh,
Undertaker was uttering 2 words, like, or uttering 3 words actually. Owen, you will die.
I'm trying to remember Undertaker saying that to Owen Hart.
Yeah, I heard he said that about Owen Hart. Like, Owen, you will die.
I'm trying to remember that. I think what it's
I
so
think I
many.
saw that.
Uh, I'm trying to remember. I watch wrestling so much. I can't. I'm trying to remember that part if he actually. Did it. Do. But yeah, man. What you gonna like do some more Chris Benoit stories, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some more stories. I'm gonna show a lot more stuff, like the last opponents that Crispin Wall faced and stuff,
Mm,
and how each of them have speaking of that, how each of them had the same last name,
mm.
which
Who
is
had the same?
very suspicious.
Well, who had the same last name?
Um, Elijah Burke and MVP by MVP's real name.
Mm-mm. But yeah, cause MVP did fight Chris Benoit at WrestleMania 23 for the United States title.
Yeah,
Chris Benoit was the United States champion, I believe. Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
I don't
But
know if it was, but yeah, man. I didn't even know.
oh well, see, I forgot my password, Felicia. I'm gonna create a new one. I'm gonna create a new TikTok.
Yeah,
I'm gonna create a new TikTok. I'm gonna let you see my old one. I can't get into because I couldn't remember the password, so I gotta create a new TikTok. I'm gonna let you know when I create my new one. I made it to 1,000 and something, and now I gotta restart over. Ugh, I gotta memorize it.
that sucks.
Yeah, I gotta create me another one. I keep saying I'm gonna create another TikTok, and I ain't never got a chance to yet, but I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I I can't believe they did that shit though.
yeah,
This is fucking sad.
yeah.
Um, it's very it's I mean it's very unknown, but I mean I heard Kevin Nash's son passed away,
Oh, you mean Kevin Ashwin? Yeah, yep. He died. He was, I think,
and
what, 26?
it's very I don't know, it's very similar to someone's birthday though, which is scary.
Yeah. I don't know how he died. I think somebody said he died of a heart. I can't remember. It's sad though.
It is. My
Yeah,
condolences to Kevin Nash and his family.
yeah. Yeah. But I'm gonna create another one, Felicia, and I'll let you know. I'm gonna create another one, and I'm gonna and and I'll let you know, and then once I do, because we follow each other on Instagram, so I'll let you know on Instagram, okay?
Yeah,
And but yeah, we're gonna talk more about this, man. We're gonna talk more about this next time too.
yeah. I'm about to end this stream anyway because kind I'm kind of don't I kind of don't want to talk about it too much, you know,
Yeah,
because it's very a lot of scary shit to uncover and shit. So
yeah, it is. But it was good talking to you. It's been a while since we talked.
yeah, it has been, and this and thankfully this first episode was was good, if not the best.
But that's why I say you can always talk to me on Instagram if you want a video chat anything. You can always call me, man.
Yeah, if you want to talk more about this, like behind the scenes and stuff, you can text me on it or give me a call.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, cool. And then if you yeah, we can do that, exchange numbers too and all that too.
Like how we gonna expose this shit behind the scenes and whatnot,
Oh yeah, 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 we going to for sure. We
and
going to.
we can have the exposure plan too.
Exactly, yeah, we're gonna do that, man.
Yep, because there's a lot of shit to uncover than just the predictions,
Exactly. That is right. We're gonna do all of that.
and we are far from finished.
Yeah, oh yeah, we are. Yeah, that's for sure. We're gonna do that, man, and yeah, we're gonna take care of a lot of this stuff. But we gotta, talk more often, yeah, cause I know I like you too, man. We family too.
Yeah, we are,
Yeah, I
and
love you, man. We you family.
love you too, man. And we stick together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And matter of fact too, if you want to, we can even exchange numbers too on Instagram too. We can, you know, we can we got in contact with each other on Instagram and all that too.
You see, you still, and my main Instagram got shut down for some fucking reason, but
Oh, but your other one, the Ascension one, is your new one.
um, I still have the Black Wolf one and stuff, but it's my old account I had back in 2017, but
Mm,
I can still log into it and shit. But you can exchange numbers with me on Messenger.
yeah, because your new one is the Ascension one, right?
No, like the new one on the new one on Instagram is no, not the I don't I don't have an I don't remember having an essential one on Instagram, but I do have the Black Wolf one.
Oh, okay. Because you in the group chat with us on Instagram, right? Yeah, I think I remember.
I I I I mean I was, but now the account's not there anymore.
Oh, dang.
The Dakota Alexander Web on Instagram, it's not there anymore. They shut it down.
Oh, well, oh, okay. So I have to refollow you on Instagram.
Yep, I'll give him my old Instagram when this stream ends.
Okay, cool. All right. All right. Well,
So
just you could cut the live off now then and end it,
yep,
and then we can talk off.
'cause I'm not leaking Instagram on the live chat.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's why.
Fuck no,
Nah, we don't want to give none of our numbers out either on the live chat either.
no. We don't
Mm-mm.
want fucking we don't want fucking trolls getting that shit. No.
No, yeah, yeah, and calling our numbers and
Calling us all fucking night. No.
no, that's why when you turn the live off, then to be non-recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just
So
waiting for you to turn the live off.
so thank you all for watching the Crispin Wall is Innocent episode 1, the predictions. That's the only predictions I could really show that I know of, but if you guys have any more predictions or prediction videos or or site where it predicts his any other sort, let me know and I will show them in the next episode. So this is Dark Ascension Uncensored. Signing off. The Cult of Justice for all equal rights. Signing off.
Yep, take care.
So, anyways, you guys take care. We're out. Peace.